Hello everyone, and this video is going to be trying to achieve the highest base raw attack of the longsword as we possibly can. As you can see, it caps out at 1076. I'm sure you might be able to get a little bit more gem mileage out of using, where is it, the Hellish Slasher, but I decided to go for the Tigrex because when you think of absolute brute force, you genuinely think of Tigrex, who just kind of rushes you down non-stop on repeat. So obviously, the weapon we're going to be using is the maxed out Tigrex Longsword, along with the Handicraft Charm. I really like using the Handicraft Charm for a lot of my melee weapons or my Blade Master weapons, just because sharpness goes a long way. The less time you have to spend sharpening your weapon, the more time you have to just keep wailing on the monster for as much as possible. For the mantles and or the boosters, obviously pick whatever you prefer or whatever you feel like you need. If you're fighting an ice monster, pick the ice-proof mantle, etc, etc. For the helmet, we have the Brute Tigrex Helm A, which gives us 1 level 3 decoration slot, 3 points into attack boost, and 1 point into free meal. Attack boost just increases our base raw damage, and free meal makes it so whenever we use a consumable item such as demon drugs, armor skins, even the seeds, it just makes it so that we have a 25% chance, right, it is 25%, yes, to not consume the item. It's not gonna proc all the time, but when it does proc, it just saves you a little bit of extra grinding for the consumable that you used. For the chest piece, we have the Rex Roar Male Alpha. This is Brute Tigrex's chest piece. This gives us 3 points into attack boost, 1 point into weakness exploit, and a level 3 decoration slot. For the gloves, we have the Ruinous Van Braces B. These are Ruinous Nergigante's gloves. These give us a level 4 and a level 1 decoration slot, 2 points into Agitator, and 1 point into attack boost. Agitator makes it so when the monster is enraged, we gain an extra plus 8 attack and an extra 5% affinity, only when the monster is enraged though. When it is not enraged or angry, it will not give us those extra bonuses. And then obviously the attack boost jewel make it so our base raw damage is as high as possible. For the waist, we have the Ruinous Coil B. This is Ruiner Nergigante's waist. This gives us a level 4 and a level 1 decoration slot, 2 points into attack boost, and 1 point into earplugs, as well as with the 2 points into Ruinous Nergigante, we get the Hasten Recovery. So every time we attack a monster, we will heal for a portion of the damage dealt. This means we do not have to augment our weapon, or at least we shouldn't feel the need to augment our weapon with the health recovery augments. The earplugs aren't something we really need for this build because with the longsword you can do your sheath counter move and the roar will proc it. So as long as you hit the monster with the sheath attack or the sheath counter attack, you will get your, what's it called? Your like damage proc thing. I don't remember exactly. And lastly, for the legs or the greaves, we have the Garuga Greaves B. These give us 2 points into crit eye, 1 level 4, and 2 level 2 decoration slots. We don't actively use crit in this build, but we do get a little bit of it. The crit eye is mostly so our crit chance is not in the negatives. As you can see, if we did not have the greaves, we would have a -5 crit chance, which we do not want because when you do a negative crit, you do negative damage. So this just makes it so our damage output is not decreased. For the decorations themselves, we have a shaver jewel in the helmet. This just makes it so when we do clutch claw attacks on the monster, we have a easier time weakening the spot we are attacking, and it makes it so the monster drops their slinger ammo that much more often. For the male, we have an elementless jewel in the level 3 decoration slot. This just increases our non-elemental weapons base damage because we are using a weapon without element or ailment on hit. It increases our base raw by quite a bit. For the ruinous vambraces, in the level 4 decoration slot, we have a hard defense jewel. This is the only point of defense we have. If you wanted to, you could do a elemental resistance or a poison or an ailment resistance if you wanted to. I just went with the defense boost because it's a good all-rounder thing that can kind of go well against any monster. In the level 1 decoration slot, I have a grinder jewel, so instead of 4 sharpen cycles, we sharpen our weapon in 3 sharpen cycles. For the level 4 decoration slot in the Ruinous Coil, I have a Furor Vitality. Furor makes it so when you have been hit and you have the red portion of your HP still, we gain plus 5 attack. It's not much, but it does increase our attack just a little bit more. And Vitality makes it so our base HP will gain an extra plus 10, plus 15, excuse me. So we'll always have an extra little boost to our HP, whether we get it from our food buffs or not. Next, in the level 1 decoration slot, we have another point into speed sharpening. I feel like grinder is a good good spot to waste grinder jewels on if you have them, and if you don't need them for attack or crit chance. And since we're not actively going for crit chance, because with this longsword we'll never really get a very high crit chance, I figured might as well go for grinder. And we don't need the attack boosting jewels because we get it from everything else, from our equipment. For the next level 4 decoration slot, we have potential and we have vitality. When our attack, when our excuse me, when our HP reaches below 35% or more, Heroics kicks in and we gain an extra 50 points of defense, as well as Vitality, boosting our HP from 15 to 30%. In the level 2 decoration slot, we have a Protective Polish. This just makes it so when we sheath our weapon or sharpen our weapon sharpness does not decrease for a set amount of time. I believe this lasts for about a minute, but do not quote me on that. And lastly, for our decorations, we have a Power Prolonger Jewel. This is because I really didn't know what else to put in this level 2 decoration slot. So I figured I'd go something a little bit more well-rounded, and I went for a Power Prolonger. So our Spirit Gauge stays at white, blue, and red respectively, just a little bit longer. And lastly, for the augments, we have two points into attack, 1 point into affinity. This is to help us negate the negative affinity chance a little bit easier, and 1 point into defense boost. I was thinking of doing 1 point into attack, 1 point into affinity, and 1 point into the health regen, but I decided against it because I felt like the extra raw attack would be a little bit more valuable. So I thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, or night. I hope this build serves you well, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.